we are mere days away from a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. Allegedly. Industry insider Nate the Hate reported that the reveal would happen on January 16th, this Thursday, and after he said that, a bunch of other game journalists corroborated this information, so it really feels like we are on the cusp of a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. A lot of people are taking Nate the Hate's word as gospel, so if this reveal does not happen this Thursday, well, we're all going to be very embarrassed, especially me, who is making this video right now. Regardless of when this reveal happens though, because we know it's going to happen before the end of March, what if it sucks? Or allow me to clarify further, what if it's not what we expected nor really wanted? Like, yes, we're all wanting a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. I'm really excited for this thing to finally be talked about in an official capacity by Nintendo. Finally seeing what this thing looks like that's not based on fan render mock-ups or what have you. I just want to see Nintendo reveal this thing in its complete, utter glory. So right now, I'm just waiting with bated breath for the announcement of said announcement. If it's anything like the Switch 1 reveal, Nintendo's probably going to post on Twitter that they're going to post a trailer for the next console the following morning. And I fully expect that to happen. If it is going to happen on Thursday, we'll probably hear about it tomorrow night. But Nate the Hate did clarify in his podcast the following. I've heard that the reveal itself is going to focus almost exclusively on the console itself. There is not going to be any presence of games. There could be a game shown running on the screen, depending on how the trailer is put together, but software is not going to be a focus. This worries me a little bit. Of course, I'm going to be grateful, I'm sure we're all going to be grateful that Nintendo has finally acknowledged the existence of this console. Beyond calling it a Switch successor, it's going to be nice to know the name and to get confirmation that those leaked designs are probably true, but we're all here for the games, man. That's really what we want to see on the Switch 2 are the games, because let's be honest, the Switch 2 as a concept is not going to be all that exciting. It's just going to be a more powerful version of the Switch, with new exclusive games and some new third-party games thrown in there as well. I could go on about the rumors about those, but let's just be honest, third-party port rumors are not that exciting. Like, oh, you're telling me Metaphor Fantasio is going to be on Switch 2? Okay. Highly critically acclaimed RPG coming to Switch 2. Groundbreaking information. But if this reveal is going to be a trailer similar to the first look at the Nintendo Switch trailer all the way back from October 2016, then it's probably not going to be that exciting. Nintendo really can't repeat that commercial verbatim simply because we already get what the Nintendo Switch is. What made that first trailer for the Switch 1 exciting was that this was basically the first console of its kind. This was like a straight up home console you could take with you on the go, playing home console quality games like Breath of the Wild, Skyrim, and NBA 2K17. I think that was 2K17, whatever. And not to mention having one controller split off and break into two controllers. Crazy stuff. It was just mind-boggling. And even though the Switch 1 was leaked before its reveal, it was still exciting watching it play out in action, seeing how the games were running on the thing. We even got a tease at a new 3D Mario game, which would later be revealed as Super Mario Odyssey. It'd be cool to see something like that in the Switch 2 trailer, let me tell you. All I'm saying is if Nintendo does a repeat of the Switch 1 with the Switch 2 trailer, it would be disappointing. We already know what the Switch 1 does, and you're just showing us a Switch 2 that's just more powerful, and if they are going to show any games in it, maybe it would just be enhanced ports of, like, I don't know, Tears of the Kingdom, Super Princess Peach, whatever that game was called, Princess Peach Showtime. I don't know why that game came up in my head, it just did. But yes, I could see a very near future where this is the reveal. It's just showing us what the Switch 2 looks like. It shows just a bunch of people playing it in different settings, like a cafe or a train or what have you, and we're just left with more questions than answers. Like, cool, the Switch 2 looks almost exactly like the leaked designs. We already know what this thing looks like at this point. Presumably. I feel like I have to say presumably because we don't know for sure, but it would be really surprising if the Switch 2 didn't look almost exactly like the Genki model shown off at CES last week. So the trailer comes out, we see people play on Switch 2 games that we've already known about, already seen, and then what? How would the general public react to this? It wouldn't surprise me if they were disappointed. And if that were the case, then it really feels like this reveal was a knee-jerk reaction to the leaks that were coming out. So with this in mind, here are ways that Nintendo could make this reveal pretty exciting. Not just Nintendo, but also third-party developers. Stick with me here. First, we gotta see if the console has new features that the Switch 1 does not have. And I'm talking about more than just the magnetic Joy-Cons. Like that little optical sensor thing on the leaked Joy-Con image, if that is real. If we saw that in action in the Switch 2 trailer, I would absolutely love that, especially if they're playing something like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, or even Doom the Dark Ages. Here's another thing that they could show off in the trailer that I actually don't think they would show off here if it is going to be focused mainly on the hardware: the C button. We are all wondering what that C button does. Apparently there's been leaks just today that the C on it stands for community, so maybe it's a Miiverse type thing, who's to say? Even still, if that were the functionality of the C button, I don't see Nintendo showing off that feature in a Switch 2 reveal trailer, one that's focused specifically on the hardware, because it sounds more like a software thing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, I'm just reminded, I want to know what that UI looks like, what that menu looks like. Are we still going to have basic black and basic white as menu themes? Please God, Nintendo, if you show me the menu and it looks so good, my life is yours. And if you show me a new Pro Controller, I will also be very excited. Like, my Pro Controller, I actually have it right here. Like, I loved this thing. I say loved because actually last year it started drifting on me. 7 years this thing has lasted me, and it finally started drifting. Oh, good night, sweet prince. Man, just show me a new Switch 2 Pro Controller and I will also be a very happy man, and I will pre-order it as soon as I possibly can. So there are ways for this reveal trailer to be exciting, don't get me wrong, but currently, like, my expectations for it are not so high. I really am expecting it to be similar to the Switch 1 reveal trailer, where they will show off how it plays, show off some games running on the thing, games we really know about, games that are already out actually, but nothing more than that. Maybe we'll get a glimpse at Metroid Prime 4, I guess, and that's another thing. You would think I'd be excited for the possibility of seeing Prime 4 in this trailer, but I just know that if they do, it's not gonna be very much of it, and it's probably gonna be running at 24 frames per second. But what might be more important than the trailer itself is the information that comes out after the trailer is posted. When the Switch 1 was revealed, Nintendo and I think Nvidia also came out with press releases talking more about the system and its specs. They didn't like dive too deep into it, but they basically talked about how like they were collaborating to use like these new mobile graphics processors to, like, even though the system is a Tegra X1, right? They were still just talking about how this console is going to revolutionize basically mobile graphics, and it did and it didn't. But just the fact that we got so many ports and so many like beautiful looking games on that console with a Tegra X1 chip, that was pretty crazy. The Tegra X1 was already outdated when the Switch 1 came out. Like, that was crazy how much support this console got. So I could see something like that happening. Maybe they'll talk about how the console Switch 2 is going to use like deep learning super sampling or something to bring up resolutions to 4K. So in that sense, I'm not expecting this console to output native 4K. I mean, the PS5 and Series X don't even output a native 4K. I don't know why, they just don't. And I also hope we see some third-party publishers get on their social medias and talk about, yep, that's right, Monster Hunter Wilds is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. Also, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, The Witcher 4, probably not Witcher 4, Doom the Dark Ages, going back to that. Those games are coming to Switch 2. Like, that would also make for a very exciting day. Seeing all these third-party publishers come out and say that, hey, we are going to be supporting the Nintendo Switch 2. We already got word that Playtonic is bringing Yuka Replay to Switch 2. They didn't specifically say Switch 2 in their last trailer. They just said Nintendo with a bunch of eyes, hinting that, oh, what could this be, everyone? But it also wouldn't surprise me if the third parties stay quiet and if Nintendo stays quiet until they come out with a later presentation, something akin to the Switch presentation, which just turned 8 years old this week. It might not be live like last time, might not be like a live stage show, because I feel like they did the stage show format to better showcase what the Switch 1 did. The Switch was a brand new concept in 2017, so they really had to get like up close and personal personal with people on how this system works. Switch 2, maybe they'll just have a direct focused on it. That's what I'm thinking. And it would probably come in February or March. I'm not quite sure. I just hope we find out that day, that reveal day, when they plan on doing a presentation of that kind. Because they did that with Switch 1 too. After the trailer was posted, they said, we're going to have a Nintendo Switch presentation in January 2017. Like, stay tuned for that. All I'm saying is that I hope if this console is revealed on January 16th, that we come away from this reveal with some sense of satisfaction. I don't doubt we're still going to have some unanswered questions. There's still going to be some, God forbid, there's still going to be leak articles after this, like, oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 is rumored to be getting X game or Y game or what have you. Those articles are not going to stop after this reveal, I'm sorry to say. I just hope we come away knowing more than we initially did from those leaks. Like, if they just show us what the console looks like and that's it, that's going to be a disappointing reveal. Let's be honest. I would like to think that they would show the system powered on in this trailer or presentation or what have you. I just don't want this to feel only like an obligation to your shareholders, Nintendo. Show us more than just the console itself. Maybe sneak in an exclusive unannounced game in that trailer like you did with Super Mario Odyssey in the first Switch trailer. I just want to come away from this reveal excited. And no doubt there will be people leaving this trailer excited, but for us, the hardcore gamers who are too up to date on the leaks, will probably come away from this thing disappointed. I would like to think that's not the case. In the end, I'm still excited if tomorrow comes and we get an announcement of said Switch 2 announcement tomorrow. I'll be a very happy camper. I'll live stream the thing, whether on my channel or on someone else's channel. I'm not quite sure yet. It's going to be an exciting time. Regardless, I do want to go into this thing more optimistic than not. Some of the wordings in Nate the Hate's initial leak stating that it's going to be focused mostly on hardware do spark some concerns, which I've already covered in this video. I will just be glad to see the darn thing and not have to rely on leaked images to make my YouTube thumbnails. But I want to know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're going to see this thing on January 16th? And what do you think it's going to contain? Will it just contain the hardware itself? Will some games that we don't know about be thrown in there of some kind? Let me know down in the comments. And thank you to my beautiful Ferris Wheel members for supporting me and my channel. If you want to become a member yourself to gain access to some early uploads, the link to become a member is in the description below. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully later this week.